Morning, peeps. Glenn Dingy here, Hudson Cadillac. I've been thinking about this for a long time. And it's just like anything. The hardest step is always the first. But I'm just frustrated. Just frustrated with society, really, is what it comes down to. And I'll tell you my story in a minute, but a lot of you know, obviously, that I'm in sales. And, sales kind of is a great life lesson. Like, I don't get anything. I don't get paid. I don't get food. I don't get shelter. I don't get health insurance. I don't get any of that unless I go to work and work. And I don't get paid unless I do something, unless I sell a car, unless I push hard enough to achieve some type of an outcome. And our society just completely lost that theory. I mean, 100%. And I'm not saying everybody. I'm saying for the most part. I'm talking about people that want everything to be fair, that go to college and expect to come out and somebody to just give them an office and pay them and be the vice president, within the next year and get raises every 2 months. Like, that's not how it works, man. Life is not fair. Period. I mean, just look at nature. I mean, believe whatever you want to believe. I don't care how you look at it, whether it's God, a religion, whether it's nature, whatever the case may be. It's not fair. You have to do something to gain something. That's it. And sometimes you lose by trying hard. You do all the right things and you still don't get exactly what you want. You're still going to get ahead. You're still going to be better than you were yesterday. It might take a week. It might take one more phone call. It might take working out a little more. It might take going on a diet. It might be something else that you have to do to get beyond that next step. But you don't just get a trophy, and that's, man, we're raising our kids wrong. We're getting up every morning expecting things to just be rosy. Now, on the other hand, if you put in a little effort and you try a little harder and you come in a little earlier and you leave a little later and you try one more time to eat better or get another workout in or make another phone call or read a book or listen to inspirational tapes. I listen to something every single day. Every day when I get up, I go work out. I listen to the radio. I'm listening to my Pandora for inspiration to work out and just to keep me motivated. Then when I get in the shower, I turn on a motivation and I listen to that for a half an hour while I shave and get dressed and get my lunch ready. This type of society is just, I'm just mad. I'm just aggravated. I wish everybody would stop expecting things without putting in the effort to get those things. And I'm grateful every day. I mean, so I'll go back and tell you my story. Like, I started out when I was a teenager. My brother basically just said, "You're going to drive tow trucks for me." And that's what I did. I learned, and I worked hard. I worked anytime he wanted me to. If there was, a snowstorm, it was busy. I used to get up in the middle of the night. The radio went everywhere with me. 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'd go out twice in the night. Snowstorms, ice storms, freezing cold. That was rough work. I did that for about 10 years. I decided I was going to have a family and buy a house. I wanted something a little more scheduled. So I went into the body shop. I convinced the guy to teach me how to paint cars. I wasn't very good at it, but I learned and I was capable of doing the job. And then I realized several years after that I didn't like doing it. That wasn't my cup of tea. And not only that, I wanted, because I think I had a very good work ethic back then, I wanted to do something that if I put in the work, I would get more of a reward. Not a 50-cent raise every year. I wanted something that if I put enough effort in, I would, double my salary, triple my salary eventually. I mean, that's what I had in my mind. I knew I had better future ahead of me if I could just use my personality and use my perseverance and use my work ethic and dedicate that to a job that would pay me for those attributes that I have. And guess what? I did. Within, I would say 3 to 5 years, I easily doubled it. I may have tripled it within 3 to 5 years. I know today it's more than tripled than what I used to make back then. Yeah, it cost a living and all that stuff, but still, that was a massive, massive change. Massive. So, I guess what I really am trying to press upon everybody is that, nothing's fair. Nothing gets handed to you. Play lotto all you want. You're not going to just drop $1 million in your pocket. And sometimes that's not even what we all really need. Maybe we just got to be better with our bills. Maybe we got to be a little more conservative in what we do. Work a little harder. Spend a little less. Try to get a promotion. Really go out there and do something. Change your job. Go start putting your resume out there and see if there's something else. Another company that needs your skill. But really, it's really a sad state of affairs. And I'm not saying all of you. I'm saying some of you may need this. Some of you don't. But some of you are working on your shit right now. That's cool. Let's do this. Let's do this as a country, as a society, as a community. We all have, and listen, whatever else you do on top of that, whatever you decide to do, it's got to come along with true passion. You got to have morality. You got to have a work ethic. You can't be scamming from people, make $1 million in a year. Forget all that crap. That works 1 in a million times. What really works is grit. Just getting out there, doing your thing, trying to accomplish something a little more every day. 1% a day is not 7% at the end of the week. 1% a day starts multiplying on top of itself. And then it becomes effortless. Just an example. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying. I started working out probably 4 or 5 years ago. Man, I'm lucky if I could do it twice a week. I had to push myself to get up. Now, I can't wait. I get up in the morning and I'm inspired because, I know how it makes me feel. I've done a lot of little things that have just slowly but surely changed me. I'm 53 years old. I was tired. I couldn't even get through a day without being exhausted. Now I'm pumped up at 8 o'clock at night. I'm bouncing off the walls. So I'm going to try to do a little more of these, and I hope I inspired somebody to do something. I'm tired of people being upset, and I was tired of being upset. I was tired of being depressed. I thought I was pretty grateful for the most part, but I started taking things for granted and not, and just feeling how I was feeling. And physically, it was as hard as I tried mentally to keep myself happy and motivated and inspired. It just wasn't working, and part of that was physical. I was putting on weight. I had a touch of high blood pressure, but every little thing I did helped me. Laying off the caffeine a little, I realized that gave me anxiety. It was the weirdest thing. Who knew? I would just drink it and I would go, why do I feel like this? But eventually I kind of just changed something. I just got an idea. Let me try backing off. And within 2 days, I started to feel normal again. And I said, it was a weird thing that I just would never imagine. But whether it lowered my blood pressure a little, whether I'm having an adverse effect of caffeine. But still, to this day, I only drink a half a cup of coffee in the morning, just enough to, wake me up a little and soothe my urges. And I don't feel any of that anxiety anymore, which was weird. I never had that in my lifetime. The one characteristic I had that thank God I had it, I thought really helped me, was things didn't bother me. I just kind of, everybody has a phobia here and there, but for the most part, nothing bothered me. I just kind of did my thing every day, and I didn't worry about much. I kind of had faith it was all going to work out, and that's another big thing. Faith, like blind faith, like ridiculously stupid blind faith. It works. Like, it's been proven, but, you got to just know that. I mean, that was my leap of faith going into sales in the first place, how hard I thought about that when I was at the body shop, and thank God, Joe Morello, shout out. That guy, every single day that I talked about it, going on interviews, reading about it, I read a book about it, he kept telling me, you got to do it, you got to do it, you got to do it. I mean, the guy, I'm sure wanted to keep me. I think I was a pretty good worker, but, he inspired me to go make a change, do something different. You have to take the chance. You have to take the leap of faith. And you got to know that it's going to work too. You can't go in there, scared to death. Like, you got to go in and give it 100%, give it 110%, do whatever you can. I kind of knew I had the personality. Anybody knows me I run on high octane all the time. But that was a benefit to being in sales. That was, my personality and my motivation and my drive really got me into sales and helped me in sales. So listen, I just want this world to be a better place for me and for my kids and for everybody out there. So I hope I inspired somebody. Let's go kill it. Thanks for listening. Have a great day and Happy New Year.